Hello, everyone. So I talked about this many times before, and we're going to continue talking about it for the next few years because it's basically the reality now, particularly in supermarkets, big supermarkets like Dunnes and Tesco, that there's such thing as self-checkout counters. Pretty much you do it yourself. You don't go to somebody at the till. And a lot of companies don't want to pay, and the simple answer is they don't want to pay the staff. Even though it's not big money, it's not like professor's money or anything like that. It's still a decent job for somebody that what's a small part time job type of example, or somebody that's doing work experience. It's a great job. It's good experience working in the public and particularly meeting different people, etc. etc. But I want to just talk about before I left for Finland and abandoned this county and just left for a while. There was a talk in Cavan, and I've heard many people saying it, that at one stage, one day in Cavan, particularly at lunchtime, it was around 1 o'clock, busiest time of the day, pretty much when people have their breaks. There was only one person at the checkouts. There's 6 or 7 at Dunnes Stores and Cavan, people would know it. There's about 8 checkouts, and there was only one person at, and there was a huge crowd, of people trying to get there's bits for lunch, take for example. And there was only one person, and pretty much everybody was ushered to the self checkout counter, so they wouldn't go to all the one person. And take for example, if they had 8 of them open, there'd be loads of jobs. There'd be 8 jobs for people. There'd be 8 more jobs. Take for example, 7. Sorry, excuse my maths. But this is the thing, and this is pretty much what society you see in Dublin too. They open the first. Pretty much, there's no staff. You pretty much scan things and you get things, and basically there's no human interaction, and that's the worst thing about it all. There's no human interaction. It's all kind of autonomous, and it's not. It's people. Some people like it, some people don't. I always like going to somebody, and do my business that way instead of going and doing it myself, if that makes any sense. Because you're supporting jobs, even though it's not a great job, but it's good for people that are starting out, to build a foundation. That's always what I say in life: to build a foundation, then to build up from there. But these companies, and again, it's all about profit. It's not about, they don't care about the community. They couldn't give a shit about the community. Dunnes Stores, particularly, or Supervalu, all of them really couldn't give a shit. Well, you could argue about Supervalu with tidy towns, etc., etc. You could argue that one. But the rest of the big corporations couldn't give a shit. Whatever, as long as they get big profits, they couldn't care about their workers or about the general public. Even though people are paying outrageous money in groceries and stuff, they still would make you pay. Say, for example, in your local shop here, in Cavan, if you had a local man in the shop and you owed him 5 to 10 cents, or you owed him a few euro, he'd say, "I'll go on, don't worry about it." I often had that in my local shop. I'd be out a few cents, and he'd say, "Oh, don't worry about it." In Dunnes Stores, if you owed him 10 cents, if you owed him 5 cents, if you owed him 1 cent, they would look for it. I owed one of them in Dunnes Stores 10 cents worth. Had enough money, but it was 10 cents onto it. It was a funny way of it. It was €5.10, but they were looking particularly for the 10 cents. I give them the €5, had the €5, but they go scrounging for 10 cents in my wallet. I can't post just to say, yeah, they go scrounging for it. It's very hidden. But long story short, they wouldn't go to let me off it. The 10 cents, if I didn't pay it, I'd be in the guards barracks for not paying 10 cents, But yeah, the person that said they wouldn't let you off it. That's what I'm saying. The big stores, they couldn't give a shit about the post, even though you paid the majority of it and stuff like that. 10 cents is not going to make them a huge fortune. But that's how the profitability, because they don't give a shit about the customer, they don't give a shit about the staff. I think that's a bad way, and it's a bad way in society that we're going. That we're getting rid of jobs, and AI too is a huge role. Not so much in supermarkets yet here in this country, but the way it's going, sooner or later, it'll be all AI. There won't be any humans because scanning stuff, whatever, in the tills and stuff. That's what's going to turn into, unfortunately. And we see with the self checkouts, that's what's turning into, and mainly they encourage you to use your card instead of using your cash and stuff for the self checkout counters. They want people to use their card. And it's not a good way we're going. I think we're going backwards in a way too. And corporations will argue, "Oh, we need to make profits and stuff like that." They're making enough profits. They're making a killing. All the supermarkets are not. They're not homeless or anything. That they're making huge money, but they don't want to spend it. That's the problem. They don't want to spend it on the Irish people, and particularly young people. I'm taking off. Even just say, for example, I knew many people in my secondary school when I done not TY, but LCA. That's the word. That done work experience and done stores and Tesco and Superfine and shops for the work experience. It was only a few hours a day. It was 8 hours or so, or maybe in some cases less. They do it and stuff. It was good experience for them. To get the fun. They got a few bob out of it too. And then even just take for example somebody coming out of college, secondary school, take for example, who maybe is waiting to get a college place, or maybe waiting to get a job, or just looking for something, a part-time job in the meantime, just to keep them busy. It's a few bob at the end of the week. It's not great work, but it's a few bob. And they don't get it paid enough. I don't think it, because only for the staff. Again, these corporations, there wouldn't be anything. And I don't think many corporations do appreciate the people, and it's all about people. As the woman famously said behind me. And it is, because nothing else would function without people. But people buying, without people putting stuff on the shelves, workers putting stuff on the shelves, etc. It's all about people, nothing else matters, really, in a way. But anyway, let me know what you take. Take for example, in Cavan, people are just not happy with it, particularly that subscription. I think they've improved a bit. I think they have 2 checkouts when it's peak time on 1 o'clock or so. But we see what happens. But we do have to fight against, and I do encourage the supermarkets and stuff in Cavan, do get rid of this bullshit. Excuse my language, but that's what it is. Get rid of this bullshit and take out your paycheck and pay these people and pay a few people to do it. Because people in Cavan don't want that. People in Cavan don't want people losing their jobs and stuff, because that's what they're doing themselves out of jobs. Doing, I say to the staff too. If you don't stand up for yourself too, you'll be out of a job too. So it's always good to stand up, and of course the public need to stand up for them too, because these corporations are not giving it back to the community. They're taking it for themselves, and they couldn't give a shit after that. But anyway, let me know what you think. Subscribe for more, and bye.